all the day on the phone, and this, that, and the other. And I've got my little donut pill. Donuts. Is there nothing they can't
I
do?
love.
Um, Thank you, Homer. Um, I got my little donut pillow, and every once in a while, I sit just askew. And after a little while, I get up and it's like, okay, still barking at me. Thanks a lot. So, but you know what? It's very few and it's very far in between. So, you know what? I'm going to say 90, 95%. I'm going to postulate, there's your big word for the day. I'm going to postulate that by about, or as you yourself would have said years ago, about Labor Day.
A boot.
Thank you. By about Labor Day ish, I should be with all of this behind me. They want me to. I told you they want me to go to see the heart people on the 24th. I got a urology thing on the 28th, which should be. You're fine. Get out of my office. Thank you, Dr. Goldsmith. He's a good guy. And then, like I said, I got the heart people on the 24th, and then, like
The hot people.
the heart. You got the heart people. You got your heart people there. I don't know what they think I am there. I mean, I'm not a rich man. I'm not a poor man. I'm not a
If I
milkman.
were a rich
I'm not a
man.
garbage
Da,
man.
da, 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 da. Sorry.
Hey, all day long, da, 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 da. If I was a wealthy man, stop, you're embarrassing me. So, and they were talking about, well, we may want to do a heart catheterization because you are, a man of that certain age, and it's been since 2002 since you've had a stress test and all of that, according to what you have told us. Listen, I don't need you ripping and tearing and rummaging and roto-rooting in my stuff.
Roto-rooter.
That's the name. And away go the blood clots down the drain. But, I mean, I eat it there. I don't need them rummaging around in my veins. All right? Leave them alone, leave them alone, leave them alone. But if there's something...
So is this 90,000 degree heat affecting you physically? Because it's affecting me physically.
Well, it affects everybody, Tracy. I mean, my goodness. Here's the thing. The beauty part of as you know, of what my day consists of is minimum to none of being out in it, okay, if you don't have to. I went out over lunch today to take care of a little business, but even then, it's just, okay, I'm in, I'm out, I'm back in, okay, enough. The one, I tell you what, the one who it affects a little bit is my father. There he is, 89, 89 years old, and yesterday, of all days, he decides in the middle of the day that he's going to go out to the store. I just figured I'd pick up a few things. We were short. We needed some groceries. Well, and didn't he almost have a little scene there when he put the car in the garage and he lost his balance a little bit, and that kind of flipped him out. And I sat there composing myself for a while, and all I was doing was sweating and sweating. Oh, it was so god-awful hot. Well, yeah, Dad, because, it was pretty near 100 degrees out. You had to go today? Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
But
it's unhealthy.
Well, it is, and it's true what they say, and you hear it all the time. You hear all the years you hear, and if you've got elderly neighbors or relatives, please be sure that they're well taken care of, because elderly and the infirm, of course, will have problems with the heat. And all those years, I'm like, yeah, whatever. Okay, well, you know what? Sorry, I apologize. It's true. So, what are you doing? I mean, as far as with the heat, without the heat, I mean, Sadie's got to go for her dog walks and stuff. I mean,
God.
How's that working?
I don't even understand it. That dog is like crazy. Listen, my dog is the most resilient animal. I don't understand it, because I see other dogs are her age and they're like falling asleep and they can't take the heat. My dog will run in the dog park in 90-degree weather, full throttle, with her fur coat on, and not even break a sweat.
And she's got that thick
fur. Down.
She's absolutely got that thick fur, too,
It's ridiculous. No, it's ridiculous. And I get mad because I'm like, she wants to keep walking and walking and walking, and I want to go home because I'm sweating my balls off.
Right.
I'm like, I got my sweat dripping everywhere. I got my hair all stuck to me. I can't breathe. I mean, I'm like, it's miserable. And she's like, oh, yeah, let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go over there. I'm like, what, you're 8. Like you're like in human years, you're like 60. Like really, like what are you doing? Like it's just crazy to me. I don't know. I definitely am losing weight. I'll tell you that because we do a lot of running around and it's really hot and I'm very, very, very sweaty when I come in and she's just like whatever. She doesn't even care.
Well,
I don't get it.
That will do it. I mean, I think back to when I was in my teens and very, very early 20s, mostly in high school. My primary job until I got the evening and weekend thing at Toys R Us, I was a caddy. So I would have been out in this soup today, lugging a couple of golf bags, not just one, because after the first couple of months of the first year I did it when I was 14, I got to be 15, 16, 17. I was like, give me two, because the pay was better, and B, I was bigger and I was a little stronger. But I'd come back in after a day like today. Oof. It was like being at football practice where you come home and everything is just soaked from your neck down to your socks. I get it. And I was a rail.
Yeah.
I was an absolute
Oh
rail
yeah.
back then. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little too much. I think it's just a little too much. I can't even. I went to Great Adventure. I went to Hurricane Harbor
I saw on
and was
Facebook. How was
splashing
that?
around in the water.
How was that?
It
Was it?
was good. I mean, I had like a birthday recently, and it was I did like a 4-day celebration.
It was an extravaganza. The birthday Lollapalooza.
I did. I did a 4-day celebration, and I went. No, this is the best part. Here's the best part.
Go
Because
ahead.
for all you know, like I'm in my late 40s. I'm no spring chicken. But I'll tell you something. My friend who's younger than me, she's like, let's go clubbing. And mind you, she's younger than me, but she's not like in her 20s. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, I was like, you want to go clubbing? Yeah, let's go clubbing. So
Oh
she
boy.
takes me to Asbury Park,
Right.
and we go to this club, and it really was a nightclub. And everybody's like, go crazy.
now it's time that
Yeah.
we dance on sprockets. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was like spark. It was, and I was like,
Did you want to
I
put my
feel
monkey?
old, old. But I tried to dance, but then when you're looking around, like all the guys are like 22,
Yeah.
and all the girls are like 20, and you're just like, I could have given birth to a couple of these people in here.
Thanks for that picture.
Yeah, I could have given birth to a few people in here, like legit. Like these could be my children.
Look at that
Like
kid.
this is weird. I mean, what the hell am I doing? So we left Asbury Park. Needless to say, we went to Long Branch, which was nice. Long Branch was quiet, a little older. It was quiet, but it was a nice night with my friends. So it was good. It was nice. But so going back, the next day I went to Hurricane Harbor, and it was very hot. It was
Right.
like 88, I guess. And so the lazy river. So everybody goes to the lazy river.
Yeah, sure.
So the lazy river was so packed. People were fighting
Not
for
the
these
Crazy
biggies.
River, mind you, by Robbie Robertson. Just saying. P.S. One of the
Not the Crazy River.
the coolest
Well-
song ever. I'm just saying. Somewhere
Yeah,
down
but
the
it did-
Crazy River. I'm sorry. So
It
the
did
lazy
become
river,
the
and it was
Crazy River.
jammed. I bet, right? You said.
Yeah, the lazy river became the Crazy River.
Ugh.
It did. Because people were going crazy, like ape shit. Like they were freaking out. And they were fighting each other. And then the staff from Six Flags had to come and stop pulling on the thingies. You have to share. Wait in line. So I'm there with my friend, and I'm like, I want to stay in the lazy river, and I don't want to move because
Right.
hence lazy river,
river.
hence I want to be lazy.
Right.
So we got a raft, and you're supposed to only go around once and then get out and then give it
Right.
to someone else. We stayed in there for an hour. And I was like, every time we passed one of the Six Flags guys, I'd duck. I was like, don't look at him. Don't look him in the face so he doesn't think he remembers us. So he'll look away
Oh,
so we
my.
can stay here. And we literally went around in a circle like 20 times. So people were looking for a raft. We were just like, don't look at them. Don't look at them. Don't
Sorry,
let them
can't
know.
do it. Keep going.
Yeah.
It was like the
yeah,
slacker
so it was
river.
actually very enjoyable.
Oh my. Well, that's good. That's good. Oh, good. I'm
That was a good one.
glad you had a good
So-
birthday extravaganza.
I did. You know what? I used to hate birthdays, but now I'm like, you know what? It's the day I'm born, and it's a beautiful day.
As Bono himself said, it's a
It's a
beautiful
beautiful day.
day. Yeah. Okay,
I
we'll do
got a
that again.
Fitbit. You know what a Fitbit is? A Fitbit.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I saw
That's,
that you're enjoying it. Tell me, you know what? I dipped my toe into a Fitbit, so to speak, about, I'm going to say about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and yeah, I no longer have the Fitbit.
it's fantastic. It's
Okay.
fantastic. I mean, right now I know what my heartbeat is. I can see what my heartbeat is. I can see how many. Like today, I took 8,965 steps
Oh,
today.
gee.
Yes, I
Wow.
did.
Wow.
So, oh, there's thunder right there. Um, Let me see what else. Oh, my heart rate right now is 78 beats per minute.
Nice.
Don't you care that that's? I mean, isn't that amazing? You would know that about me,
Well, see, I mean, I knew you had heart and a big one at that. Now we know it's right now 78 beats per minute. Like a BPM, like back to my old DJ days.
I would highly recommend the Fitbit to anybody. It's very, very good. If you want to like keep track of, your life or your death, your death that may be coming. You want to just make sure it doesn't.
I think I think once you
Your impending doom.
once you cash it in, the Fitbit's kind of a moot point.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Because when I'm gone, it'll be like 0 beats per minute. That's what it'll be. So.
Still, look at this, Marge. It still says she's got a heartbeat rate of 78 beats per minute, and she's been gone for years. Unbelievable, uncanny. That's science for you right there.
Yeah, I love it. So it's a good thing. That was a nice little present. You know what I wanted to ask you about,
What's
and
that?
I thought I wanted to get your opinion on this.
Go ahead.
So, what do you think, or do you know about the whole Hollywood, the Walk of Fame, the star on the Walk of Fame for Trump? Do you know about that? Did you read up on
I've
that?
got a bit of a heads up on that. I saw that some ne'er do wells, shall we say, decided to trash it and vandalize it. I mean, there's all kinds of other knuckleheads, but yet out there with stars, which is fine. I have no problem with that. I mean, do your thing. But of course, the one that was given to our now president, of course, had to get all crapped up.
Well, it was vandalized a while. It was actually vandalized when he was running for president.
Oh, that
It was
long ago,
vandalized
really?
prior
Wow.
to what it was now,
Huh.
and they redid it.
Okay.
So it was vandalized before. And I think now here's the issue. The issue is this: is people are petitioning to remove the star
No.
and put somebody else there.
Why?
And well, because people are doing it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's people who don't like Donald Trump don't want it there. That's all there is to it. It doesn't get deeper than that. That's
Right.
the way it is. So but my issue is this. This is what I need to know. So
Okay.
I did a little Googling, and I found out the reason that he got his Walk of Fame star was because of The Apprentice. And that was the reason.
Okay.
That was the only reason. Now, I also found out that he actually put some finances towards that star.
Hmm.
I found that out as well. Now, I didn't actually realize that he had a star. I didn't know until I saw this article. I had no idea. Because I thought stars were just like, celebrities. I didn't realize it was like reality show people, because then you should have reality show people. Because I'm not talking about him now as the president. I'm
Right.
saying
Right.
before he ran,
Right.
he was, so you're recognizing him for his reality show. That's what he was recognized for. So I don't want
Okay.
anybody jumping down my throat. He's the president. Well, he wasn't the president when he got this.
Correct.
So let's put that.
Correct.
So my question is reality show stars, do they fall under that category of celebrity? Like they should have a star on the Walk of Fame? And aside from Donald Trump, I mean, aside from that, is that
I think
like
it's
the
just how the whole
Kardashians? I
thing
mean, should they?
unravels. I think it's just how each individual thing unravels and just manifests itself. I mean, because I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back now 2012, 13, 14 when he was doing the program, when he was doing that show. If you
Mm-hmm.
remember, there were some years that there were more than one season of The Apprentice on NBC.
Sure.
Okay, or as Al
Yeah, there
Michaels
was a lot.
or as Al
Yeah.
Michaels would say, on NBC. Um, there'd be one, and then 2 months later it'd be a brand new season of The Apprentice, and then 3 months later would be the Celebrity Apprentice, and you're
Correct.
fired.
Yeah.
Okay, and it went and went. for a while there. Now this is my perception, okay? Which, as they say, perception is reality. No pun intended. But perception is reality. My perception was that program took off, and it did. The ratings were good, of course, the best ever. The
Yes.
ratings were good. The ratings were good, and again, they would
Mhm.
they would jam more than one season into a calendar year, and it still did well. Whether it was just the
Mhm.
regular Joe Bobs and Sally Sue's, or if it was Dennis Rodman and oh my
Joan Rivers,
George
she won, and
Takei,
Brett Michaels.
ooh, yeah, Brett
There was
Michaels
a ton of celebrities on there.
and
Gary Busey. I mean, it goes on and on. They were
it
intense.
really did. It was. I mean, there was a lot of names on there, and you small y meaning whomever you tuned in to. Oh, I wonder what Rodman's going to do, or I wonder what Lil Wayne's going to do, or this one's going to do, or George Takei is going to say. Oh my, or what. George, that's a heck of a little lapdog you got. She looks very royal. She's very queenly. Oh my.
Oh my.
Ooh. Or what Jerry Rivers is going to do. Geraldo Rivera. What's going on? You tuned in to watch this, so like it or not, enjoy it or not, you know, it, it was successful, and it was
Right.
very successful, albeit in a fairly short period of time. But when it was smoking, it was really going. It was really
Yes,
going.
there was.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So uh, this was certainly before any even sniff of political presidential aspirations, and he was
Correct.
he was riding high. He was riding
Right.
high. So
Well,
objectively, why not?
right. Well, and the thing about it is, and I watched a documentary about Mr. Trump a while back,
Hmm.
and one thing I learned about him, which fascinates me, is when he was a kid and he was deciding what he wanted to do with his life, he
Right.
wanted to be a director,
He did.
producer, director. He wanted to work in film.
Yeah.
And he went to his dad and he said, this is what I want to do. I want to make films. And his dad said, you're going to go to business school.
Right.
Then you're going to make a lot of money. You take that money and then you make your films. You don't go to school for film. And that's why he went into business school,
Right.
because his dad told him he could make the money to make the films. So ultimately, he was always, and if you look back at everything prior to presidency, he hosted Saturday Night Live.
Hmm.
He did a lot of entertainment-driven stuff
He did.
prior to the presidency.
He did.
So, it makes sense for me that he has a star on the Walk of Fame. But now that he's president, so it just kind of changes the dynamic for me. Do I think it should be removed? I don't think. I think it's there. It's just like anything else. It was there when he wasn't president.
Right.
Now, if they put it up now, I'd be like, well, what are you putting up a president
That
on?
would be a whole different,
that doesn't make sense.
whole different
But
kettle of
it was
fish.
prior.
Whole different kettle. Yep. I agree.
You know. So, but I was just curious as to what you thought about it, in general.
Again, just let it be. I mean, if it was one of these deals to where, even because of The Apprentice in 2016, 17, or 18, someone decided, let's give Donald Trump a star on the Walk of Fame. Okay.
Mm.
No, don't do that, because you know what, the train has left the station at that point. Can't do it. I mean, just here again, not completely unlike when Schwarzenegger decided, I'm going to run for governor of
Right.
California, and I will no longer be in movies until I am through with my political aspirations. Okay. And that's
He was
exactly
the
what he did.
governor.
That's exactly what he did. So,
Yeah.
the celebrity took a back seat. Okay. Now, granted,
Hmm.
Schwarzenegger was literally, as governor, as much of a celebrity as he was when
Correct.
he was, making movies, but
Oh, and
differently.
he was, correct, yeah.
Yeah,
And there
but
were a few, there's quite a few who ran for president who were celebrities.
of course.
Jesse Ventura, Fred Grandy. There's a lot of others, Clint Eastwood. There's
Mhm.
a lot who ran for political, they didn't run for president, but,
But
they ran for a
regardless,
political, parties
Sonny
and
Bono.
so on.
You
So
know,
Sonny Bono, that's
he was
right. Forgot
he
about
was
Sonny
mayor of
Bono.
what was it, Palm Springs or something there for several.
Yes,
But
correct, correct. Yep.
regardless, you know, your celebrity continues, but with a different tilt
Mm,
when you're out of entertainment. Just like now, Trump is out of entertainment. He's got to be.
right.
Okay. Certainly, he can be entertaining depending upon how you look at it, but it's a whole different slant now. He's as much, if not more, of a celebrity now than when he was an entertainment related celeb. I mean, you look at all those pieces of footage going back to when the heck was he on Oprah back in like the 80s or the
Oh, a while
90s,
ago.
early
Yeah, yeah,
90s, you know, like 91.
yeah.
Yeah, I have no
hmm
aspirations for for political
Yes, he did
office.
say that.
Well,
Yeah,
he didn't. Back then he
yeah, he
didn't.
did.
You know
hmm
what? Back then he didn't. All right. Um, there's a bunch of things I'm sure if I sat and thought about it that I'm into now that I wasn't back then, or that I'm not into now than I was back then, for a variety of reasons. Time has a way of
Sure.
changing a perspective. You know, time and circumstance. I still want to play football. I still want to suit up and play football. Let me tell you what. Especially with my little episode, you know, a month and a half ago, that's not happening. You know, I'll coach,
Yeah.
I'll own, I'll GM, I'll front office, I'll whatever. But you know what? As much as I wanted to say I played semi-professional, amateur, minor league, whatever you want to call it, football in my 30s, 40s, and 50s, all of a sudden that whole status quo changed, just like that. Okay,
Sure.
and I'm okay with
Yeah.
it. I'm okay with it. Same thing with the Schwarzeneggers or the Trumps or the Sonny Bonos or the Clint Eastwoods
Mm.
of the world, or as my buddy's father called him, Clint Eastwick. It's Eastwood, Dad. Yeah, I know. Like, I'm just watching one of those Clint Eastwick movies. That dirty Hank, whatever his name is. Oh, okay,
Or the
Dad.
Witches of Eastwick.
No, that's Witches of Eastwood.
You know who doesn't have a star on the Walk of Fame?
Who?
Carrie Fisher.
Who does?
Carrie Fisher does not.
She does not.
No.
I'm thinking
I think we have
posthumous.
to make
Should
it happen.
happen. Should happen. She was pretty
Make it
iconic.
happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, I got to teach children.
Oh, it is that time. It's about
It is that time.
6:05. Everybody,
It,
5 after
it
6.
it is a much. But good thing is, I think I got a couple of sponsors.
I
That's
was going to
very
ask you about
exciting.
that. Yes.
Two of them, actually.
Okay.
So, but we'll discuss that once we start, making it roll. We're going to have to, talk about it on air, and
Yeah.
hopefully our listeners will, partake in the services of our sponsors.
Well, that's the whole idea, you know. It's all. Here's all we're looking to do, folks. We're going to talk about our sponsors just to bring people to product. You, folks, are the people. Our sponsors will have the product. Okay, that's all there
Yes.
is to it.
Yes.
So you're due to
All
be
right,
back
well,
when? In about a week?
I will be back. Well, not next week, the following week, but then
Okay.
it's permanent for good. So this
Wonderful.
is the last 2 weeks of teaching on the Wednesday. Then I'm
One
done
more.
teaching Wednesdays for good.
One more time, and then we'll see you. What in 2 weeks? We'll hear you next week.
Yes.
We'll see you in 2.
Yes.
All
Correct.
right.
Correct.
Good deal, McNeil.
Okay.
Teach the little
All right,
urchins how to dance. Fill their minds worth of dance moves and twists and plies and whatever the hell else that is they do. I don't dance anymore.
Well, I will. And talk some more. People call in. Give
Yeah.
them the number so they can call in.
609-807-2492, don't you know?
Sounds
609
beautiful.
807 24. Oh my, 92. Ooh, very queenly. Thank you, George.
Oh, call now. All right, honey. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, baby. I'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Well, there's the Traci contingent of Realtown with John and Traci, don't you know? Yeah, she's making it work. She's setting them up, knocking them down, making a couple of pennies here and there, doing that voodoo that she do so well with the dance. Yeah. Tell you what. Oh, and it looks like we've got someone on the phone, someone on the line again. Hi, welcome to Realtown with Jonna and Traci. But we just had Traci. Who's on the line?
It's Coach.
Coach, there he is. Coach Evans, my man. How in the hell are you, sir?
We're on the road right now. My wife and I heading to Boston. But I wanted to give you a shout out because I got a couple more interested in the show.
Oh, good.
I got Coach James Simerson. He's
Good.
the head coach of the NEPA Shock.
Yep.
And I got Bill Gilday, who lives in Arizona now, but coached with
Coach
me on.
Bill.
Yeah, remember G-Man?
Yeah, he was our
Yeah,
line coach back in the old Wilkes-Barre Blaze days.
That's right. He was with us for a couple of teams. He went to the Hall of Fame with us also.
Outstanding. Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
that was in California.
Outstanding. So that
We got a couple other players that are listening.
that's good. I mean, hey, here's the thing. Whether it's one thing or another, whether it's talking about the stars on the Walk of Fame, or if it's talking about whatever form of sports or thing that goes along with it, football, whatever. Hey, it's it's all good. It's all game here. It's all fair game here on Realtown Radio. It really is. I'm glad you called. What's going up in Boston?
We're going up there to see Mama's dad. He has to go in for cancer surgery on Friday.
Good to be with family. That's important.
Yeah.
And I know that's something you've always said.
We need a lot of prayers out there, guys.
Well, there it is. I mean, it's doesn't matter you know somebody or you don't. Anybody there who has anybody in life, they've probably gone through a little something. And
there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
And
touches everybody's life one way or another.
Well, and that's the truth, Coach. I mean, so folks, do everybody a little favor, have a little word, Coach, for Coach Evans' father-in-law, correct? And
correct.
I was just talking today with some people, a client of mine whose wife has been going through some treatment with cancer and so forth, lung cancer, and she's
God bless her.
She's beating it, Coach. She's absolutely beating it. Between the treatments, yeah. There's the chemo and the heinous radiation because they both take a toll on you, But she's
of course they do.
It's I don't know. I don't know if it's. I want to say if it's right now. It's the necessary evil, so to speak, because it does work if you catch it well. The other thing, she's on a medication, and you've probably seen the commercials, folks out there, called Keytruda. And I'm not shilling for for that pharmaceutical, other than to say with Rose Miller out on Long Island, it's working. It is absolutely.
Prayers to her and her family.
Absolutely. I work with her husband. He's my client out at. I'll give a little plug for Revco Electrical Services out in the Hamptons and Long Island. Bunch of nice people there. Bunch of very nice people. Teddy and Ross are the Theodora and Ross, but Teddy and Ross are the owners. A nice older couple themselves, and they've got a good business out there on the island, on Long Island. So, but yeah. It's working.
Right.
It's working. So you know what? Let's we'll have a word for your father-in-law, Coach. Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Absolutely. And James Simerson, I don't know if you ever met him, John.
Yes.
He's an up-and-coming young coach, and he's got a good future. He really does.
That's good.
That's the team that I hooked up with for this summer. I mean, this next season. To try and instill some of my old school. I won't say it that way on the air, but you know what I mean.
It's internet. You can let her fly if you need to, Coach. But I get it. Ring punches in the helmet for everyone. Yay!
Just real time, the truth, being honest.
No, I hear you.
And telling it straight up and. Remember Nick Parlay?
Yeah, absolutely. He was part of our deal.
He owns the team. He does wonders. He does wonders.
He's a good fellow.
He just retired from football also, and he was put in the Hall of Fame.
Good. He deserved that. I mean, no kidding here when you say number 35 in your program, but number 1 in your hearts, ladies and gentlemen, linebacker Nick Parlanti of the Northeast PA Shock. Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was good to. I connected with him as commissioner of the MIFL, not the MILF. That's different.
Right.
Right. It's a lot different, but I digress. I saw him play against a few of the teams here that I was able to see some games, plus in some all-star games. Let me tell you what, Buddy can bring the wood. He can hit. He can.
Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt. He'll lay out. He'll
Ooh.
lay out, smile, pick you up, and say, "Come again." You
Yeah, I
know,
mean,
that's the player he was.
always a gentleman. I mean, but it's tough as concrete, man. Holy
Oh
fright!
no, he'll he'd ground and pound it, but he'd be like, "Okay, come again." You know.
Well, I did have a chance to meet James, Coach Simerson down. This would have been last July,
Okay.
and I have to say, anybody who sidebar for a second, but very related. Anybody in the Northeast Pennsylvania area or close to it, or with people in it, in the spring between the middle of March and I'm going to say the middle end of June, if you can catch a Northeast PA Shock 8-man football game, do it, because this guy.
Semi-pro, baby. Semi-pro pro.
Please, some of the best. Here's the thing. Well, and you know this to be true, Coach, but for a zig here and a zag there, just for whatever dopey reason, a lot of these guys we'd be seeing on TV on Sunday afternoons. But the talent,
Right.
the talent is that good, is what I'm trying to say. This
Oh, there's no doubt. Look at the history of our area in semi-pro football. I mean,
huge.
we're instilled into the country.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, bottom line.
I mean, please, between you go back, I remember Carl Kern years ago, who, when
That's
we were with
right.
the Blaze, he was talking about when he came out of college in the 70s, he played for the old Wilkes-Barre Bullets. And then, of course, the Scranton Eagles
Yeah.
were around for years and years, since the late
Oh my
60s,
God. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yep.
And then Danny with the Miners, and then now these cats with the Shock, and of course the Wilkes-Barre Blaze, that we were all a part of there for a few years, about 20 years ago already. Oh, man, where does the damn time go? But point
I'll
being,
tell you.
the Coach Simerson, he's instrumental in a lot of things. As the GEFA, the Great Eastern Football Association, kind of started marching to their own drum, which I was part of founding, and then I walked away
Oh,
from.
you were. The bottom line is you were the GFA. You were the founder. I mean, you guys. It was a handful that did this and started this. And the GFA it's went a little south for a little bit, but
Ooh.
you got young men like James Simonson that are putting things right for these players.
Well,
The bottom line is
he
that's
reached
what it
out
comes
to
down
me.
to, doing right by the player.
And there you have it, because you just said before,
There was
semi-pro proud.
John, there was too many me.
Yep.
Attitudes, egos. You can't have that, because then you're not doing what's right by the player.
No, and we started seeing that.
No.
And if you remember, in 2009, when our Susquehanna Valley Stallions were just such a
Exactly.
force, then all of a sudden, someone, quote unquote, with that "I, me, my" bullshit attitude, put the harsh right on the mellow, and we had a problem. James gets a hold of me, Coach, in January of last year, of 2017.
Right.
I don't know this guy from Adam. Okay,
Right.
another mutual. You talk about a football man and a man of excellence in general. Our friend Travis Grobes get a hold of me.
Oh, Coach T.
Yeah,
Shit.
T is the best.
Hell yeah, he was my number one. I mean, he's the best strong safety I ever had.
Oh.
Ever had. 30 years of coaching.
Yep.
Ever had.
And
then
the
he
defense.
turns into a coach. Oh, he's just amazing.
He's brilliant.
Just amazing.
He's defensive brilliance. I mean, holy fright.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just, I'm like,
Yeah, he took a little bit. He took a little bit out of my old school shit, made it his own, and updated it.
that's our coach.
Which I'm
T.
very proud of, by the way. Very proud
Absolutely. Well, he gets a hold of me right after the New Year's and says, "Yo, John, man,
Right.
you got to talk to this guy." I'm like, "Well, who is it?" Guy's name is James Simerson, and you know what? He's one of the executives now in the league, and he's looking.
Right.
He wants to get with your league about some stuff. I said, Travis, we've been trying to get the MIFL, the Major Indoor Football League, and the Great Eastern Football Association together for some preseason contests for some postseason all-star stuff, or the best of one league versus the best of another league for a big old regional championship. And the other
Right,
clowns who
right.
were steering that ship over there, they weren't having it. And I come to find out, Coach, that it was all about they couldn't make money with it. One of our little friends, doesn't matter. I mean, our little
No,
pals.
it doesn't. No, it doesn't matter. But you know what? The bottom line on that, I mean, the bottom line, if I was to say anything, is they were scared of what we had.
Oh,
They were
please.
scared of what our higher standards
Yep.
and what we were trying to do. And that's bottom line.
Take it
They
to
weren't at our level.
a rising tide floats every boat, Coach, as we know, and they
That's
didn't
bottom line.
they didn't want to pull out of the
And
harbor.
plus, they wanted money. They wanted it was the money jingle thing.
Nope, that's not how this
You know,
works.
you don't do that when you're doing charity. You don't do that when you're just playing for the honor of playing on our field of honor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It was, and it's still, I guess it's still that way. I don't know, John, because I haven't been involved with that.
Well, I imagine there's still
Recently.
probably a touch of that, and you know what? That needs to. Here's my philosophy where that's concerned, and I told them this as we were going, because you figure in 2009, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we were only year 5 into the deal, okay? And I said,
Right.
listen, it's only 5 years in. Yeah, but it's 5 years in. No, it's only 5 years in. You have to A, remember what this is, and B, always remember what this is not. Okay.
Right.
Here's the thing.
Right.
You just like the Kevin Costner movie. You build it and they'll come. Bill Smith
Right,
and I,
right,
who
right.
put this thing together initially, another man of excellence, Bill Smith from Williamstown,
Exactly.
Pennsylvania. Great
Our
guy.
brother Bill.
Oh,
Yep.
please, what a guy. When he and I put
Another
this
Hall of Famer.
as well he should be.
That's right.
We put this
And I keep saying Hall of Famer because of what our players and teams did for us. It's not
absolutely.
trying to put out there, oh, we're all Hall of Famers.
Mm-mm.
We're Hall of Famers for what we do
Right.
and what the leagues do.
Exactly right.
If we're in it for our players, taking care of our players and doing right by them and making them better players and better men, then we wouldn't have teams and we wouldn't have leagues.
Right. It's exactly correct. And that's, guys like Bill Smith, guys like Travis Grobes, guys like Nick
Yep.
Parlanti, guys like yourself, guys like James Simerson, guys like Jack Dietrich, who played for us
Oh
down
my God!
down
My
at
God!
the Susquehanna Valley
Another
Stallions.
one. Another
Guys like
HOF.
pardon me, guys like Nathan Stahl, who only was in the league for a couple few years, but let me tell you what, buddy could play some damn ball. I still
He impacted. I mean, he was an impact player.
Oh, yes, he was.
I mean,
He stuck somebody one. I can still hear it if I think about it, just even a little bit down in Millersburg, Pennsylvania, against the Energy.
oh my God!
He he laid out a guy by the name of Nathan Fry, who was as tough as they come, and he threw
Right,
a
right.
block on him. Was almost inhuman. But the point of it is, back when we started as the Pennsylvania Six-Man Football League and then grew it
Right.
into 8-man in the Great Eastern Football Association, Bill and I had milestones. We had 5 years. We had 10. We
Oh, there's
literally
no doubt.
we had 15, and we literally had 20 years. Okay, planned out. Here's the objective by here, and by here, and by year 10 is when maybe we might be able to see about, okay, we're around long enough that people out there in the business community and the sponsor community for the
Right.
league, never mind just the teams, for the league,
Right.
will take us seriously because it's been 10 years. Well, guess what? It's 13 years now. It'll be 13 years,
Exactly.
Actually,
Exactly.
it'll be 14 coming up in the spring. So that's there. But you gotta remember what this is, and you have to remember what it's not. And too many people didn't get that until it was spinning out of control. And that's why
Exactly.
I stepped out, went in with our boy Rio Prisco down here in Bristol, who was starting up a spin-off league because he got tired of being jerked around as well with the major indoor style football league. And James gets a hold of me and says, again, full circle here, why aren't we competing against each other here and there? I said, I'm not the one to ask, James. We've been banging this
Well,
drum for half a decade. Oh, and then he's the man. He's why we started having the All Star, the best of the GEFA versus the best of the MIFL, because he was
yeah,
finally.
look how that turned out.
Oh, turned out pretty damn good. I mean, hey, however it plays, I'm just glad it
Right.
happened. Somebody had the common sense to say,
No doubt.
that's enough. That's enough. Cut the crap. Stop acting like 9-year-olds. Oh, this is my ball. I'm going home. Then you know what? Go home. Bye. You know, and
Yeah, that's
you're going to have a good experience.
That was that. And
you're going to
have you talked to James about the GFA 360 that he does radio show?
I did real briefly. He and I connected online, weeks ago. And, I told him, I said, listen, I, as of this past fall, have just stepped away for a little while from everything
Right.
football related. I said, I just had to step away because all of it was just encroaching and infringing on too much. I mean, you see all this gray hair that I didn't have a few years ago. I mean, that's a big part of it. Plus, other things.
I know. Well, John, you had things that are going on. You had to take care of yourself, and just recently, you just had something that you had to adapt, improvise, and overcome.
Absolutely, and we got that done. It's still doing, But I told him, Coach, I said, listen, I'm glad to input, whether it's with the alumni group or whether it's with the 360, program.
Right.
Online, the podcasts that you do. I said, whatever I'm able to do, I'm glad to offer it up. So that's out there.
That's much appreciated. That's very much appreciated because of your knowledge and the impact that you have on the radio. I mean, you have known people. You know what's going on. You know how things should be run. It would definitely help our organization and help out what we're doing.
Well,
I have not yet been on the 360. I'm kind of leery of going on with James, because Coach T goes on there a lot as well.
Mm-hmm.
And with his input, he's got like a mind that goes so fast. You can snap your fingers and he's got a decision coming out. His adjustments are faster than playing poker. I mean,
he is that guy.
Just made. But I'm just a little leery going on there because, like when I talk to you, I refrain a little bit because you know how I am and how I get motivated and passionate about things.
I do.
So we'll see about me getting on there, but
here's the good news,
about
Coach.
You getting on there.
It's we get on. Maybe we get on together. I mean, here's the good news. Whether it's here,
that'd be fine, John.
See what I'm saying? Whether it's here or on the GEFA 360, the good news is
Right.
with folks who okay, yes. I'm a radio purist, so you don't hear me ripping and tearing and carrying on so much. But the thing of it is, I can. F this, S that. But as Coach T also says, just because you can doesn't always mean you should. Okay. But with something.
Yeah, he's been on my ass all freaking the whole time we've known each other.
Well, but I don't know what you're talking about. But the beauty part of this and a podcast, if we want to let her rip, Tater Chip, we just do it. We can do it.
I hear you.
You know what I mean? Don't not be you, Coach. Holy fright, that's the best part of you is being you. Whether it's one thing or another. I'm
just loud and proud and got a lot of honor, man. That's how I am. It's.
And that.
But it would be good. I got to talk to James about us doing that and getting T on there because.
I agree.
And also Vinny Coliani.
Yep. He's another one.
You know him?
Oh, sure. He played. I
he
played
is
next
another
to him.
up and coming. I'm telling you, that guy could coach his ass. He gave 110% when he played.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he wasn't the best throws in the bunch, but I'll tell you what, as to attributes, but man, he had more heart and more dedication to playing his position than anybody else.
Toward the end of that one season, I think it was 2000 with the Blaze. I was the right tackle, and he was the right guard. And you stand me next to him, and I'm like Gargantua, back then. All right?
I know. I know.
And then all of a sudden, I'm watching him next to me, and he's lighting people up, Coach. I mean, this.
Oh yeah, he was amazing playing guard when he had a pull.
Yeah.
Also, when he played fullback, he he bounced linebackers back like
That's
3-5
right. I
yards.
forgot all about that. I'm like, look at this.
So now
He was a kid.
he's an outstanding coach.
Yes.
He's dabbled in. He wanted to get a high school position in his area, and of course, because of the politics, he didn't get it.
Well,
But he did. Well, the last. No, I think it was the last semi-pro was with me for 2010 undefeated championship season with the Mayhem.
right.
But now he's working with children.
Yes.
He's coaching his son, but he's working and doing wonders with the Ed Lark Little League, the Hurricanes.
Edwardsville, Larksville. Yeah,
Yep.
the youth football. That is okay to channel my inner Coach Evans. That's out fucking standing right there because it just is. I mean, because you're taking the kids and you're showing them how to do it right. I mean,
Properly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
and all of a sudden, do not be surprised. And in 10, 12, 15 years, you see some of these now children at some major college level, and don't even be
That's
surprised too. You tune in on the TV in 15, 20 years on a Sunday afternoon. There they are. Hey, why not? Teach
Loud
them.
and proud, man. You did the little time that we spend with our players over that little space of time in their life. If you do it the right way, I know for a fact the impact will be with them forever.
That's exactly.
And they will. If they see you 20, 30 years, and I'm telling you from experience, and somebody yells you from across the restaurant or across the mall or across the parking lot, Coach, when I hear Coach, it's like, that warms my heart, man. That's the best compliment I can get for coaching.
And, for the relatively very finite period of time that was part of my role with, the Susquehanna Valley Stallions football team, because I owned it, I played on it, I coached it, I ran it. I mean, those were fun times, I have to say. But every now and again, I'll hear from somebody, I mentioned him earlier, Nathan Stahl. He'll give me a call. Coach, how's it going? Hey, Nate, what's going on, brother? And one time I even said, Nate, it's John. He goes, nope, I do know that, but it's Coach. I'm like, oh, okay.
There you go. That's respect.
There
bottom
it
line,
is.
respect.
There it is. Good stuff. Yeah, let's see about confabbing on this whole GEFA 360 thing. And folks, if again into whatever kind of semi-pro, minor league football, check out GEFA football. I believe, or just look up GEFA football in a Google search. You'll find the league site, and from there you can see all the teams, including the Northeast Pennsylvania Shock. Outstanding group of folks. There's knuckleheads everywhere, but you know what? If they're football knuckleheads, they're good people. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. And for that matter also, do the same thing with the MIFL. Look it up on Google. Hit Major Indoor Football Style League. Great people there too. They've been in since I slid out about a year ago almost. They've been in a retool mode because they were. How do I want to say?
Yeah, they went through. A time. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, they did.
Went through a little bit of a dark time.
Well, and it was kind of an inadvertent. Oh crap! I mean, nobody saw it coming, and things went a little askew. So they've been regrouping and retooling, and there are people there who just are so excited already for the 19 season coming up. So GEFA football, MIFL football. If you like, the grassroots hometown. Strap it up, play some hard-nosed, tough football, semi-pro proud. That's two of the groups that you're going to want to look for. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right. I'm going to let you go, John. Again, always a pleasure talking, and we'll hook up.
Let's do it. You know where I am. I know where you are. We'll do what we do and have some fun. That's the bottom line, too, right there. Thanks, Coach.
All right, brother. You take care.
You betcha.
All right.
Bye now. Best to Mama, by the way. And there you have it. One of our real good friends. This is he called on our first ever broadcast. Called a few weeks ago. Coach Martin J. Evans, just Coach Evans, and he's from the Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania area. And again, I have had the privilege of playing for him. I have had the privilege of coaching with him, and with both of those in mind, I have had the absolute honor of being associated with him. Just celebrated their 35th anniversary, by the way, him and his lovely wife, Sue. And he just turned 60. Coach just turned 60. How is this possible? Holy fright. Well, hey, what are you going to do? I'm going to soon be 54 here on October 12th. Plenty of shopping days left, by the way. That's October 12th. It's a Friday. Just saying. Kidding. Gene, what are you doing over there, partner? Just, being Gene. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Gene Piero. We call him Fearless because he's our leader. You know what I'm saying? And, well, the clock on the wall says 32 after the hour, 28 in front of the hour, 28 till 7. How many is that? 88. I'm sorry. Yeah, 88 till 8. Ding dong. Good evening, everybody. I have got to get myself on the road. Back up to East Brunswick. I got Daddy O. I got to make sure he's doing well. Hey, give us a shout. Look up on Facebook our Realtown with John and Traci page. Post a little hey ho. What do you know? Bitch at us if you want. I don't know what for, but go ahead and complain. It's Jersey, huh? We complain in Jersey. Gripe, grouse, beef, complain, whatever it is, or, talk about whatever on Realtown with John and Traci, the Facebook page. And you know what? Maybe you're just a little reluctant to call 609-807-2492. It's okay. It's not for everybody. But type it out and say, hey, maybe next week could you talk about such and such and so and so. We'll be on it like a cheap suit in a rainstorm. That's all of it. Give the rest of the week and the weekend coming up your best shot. For my partner, my lovely partner in crime, Traci Paris, 2 weeks she'll be back. One more dance session, Gino, and then 2 weeks we are back to double excellence. Oh, can you dig it? So for my lovely cohort and my partner in radio crime, Traci Paris, I myself am your Uncle John Thielon. Y'all be cool. We will catch you next time in Realtown. Bye.